to the cloud. Busy progress indicator.
Hello,
progress indicator
welcome to the Divinely You podcast, as well as Saradivinelyyou on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. Rabbit, happy February. This is my favorite month of the year. It happens to be my birthday month. The birthstone is amethyst, so it just showers in purple. So I will do a more celebratory February tomorrow because that's my intro video day. And so I'll do it then. Whereas today I talk about accessibility stuff. So thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate you. I appreciate whatever network you're tuning in on. And yeah, let me talk about first the description box below, or show notes, whatever you're listening on. There's a link to my website that has some accessibility basics. And so you can read the text on my website, or you can download the PDF, however it works for you. But those are some things that you can kind of think about if you are wondering about accessibility on your website, your app, your business, whatever it is. And I do offer these mini nuggets in a larger presentation that can be done via Zoom for your whole team, along with Q&A, where I dive into a lot of details and maybe stuff that you don't necessarily need to know, but still stuff that's fun to educate people about and generates conversation and just at least get your gears turning about different accessibility and whatnot. So that's in the description box below, along with my contact info. I am adding my PayPal link. So if you'd like to support me in doing these daily videos and podcasts, I would appreciate that so very much. Just you watching makes me feel happy.
Participants, open chat, share screen, multiple share submenu, share screen, desktop 11 items, sharing in, up keynote, AX3D 1 item selected, share, keynote, you have started screen share, Zoom.us has visible keynote, AX3D window, play slideshow, AX.
What I wanted to talk about today is I have the slide I have up is accessibility is inclusivity. And what I want to focus on is the diversity in the disability community. In that all of us are different, we're all human, and all of our skills are different. Like if you were to have someone like me look at your website, I would probably not only tell you what's wrong with it, but I'd probably be able to navigate around whatever is not working. Whereas somebody who has less skills than I do, or different skills than I do, may have a challenging time navigating your website, may get frustrated and all of the things. And so it kind of just points to the fact that we're all different and we all have like in different levels of where we are skill wise, and response reaction wise and things like that. And so, whereas I may call you or contact you and super helpful, someone else might call you in tears because they're not able to, get the information that they want to get or participate in the program they wanted to participate in or buy the product or whatever, because something's missing or an element is missing on your website. And so I just wanted to point to this. And this slide also has things like some people may not even be able to like recognize or acknowledge their disability. A lot of folks who, especially those who are losing vision, they may not even know that it's a thing, right? That they're losing vision. They may not even know that that's going on. So you adding the accessibility, at least in like a low vision sort of way, you're serving people you don't even know about, which I find really cool. Like you're serving people you don't even know you're serving by doing the thing that you're doing, to make it more inclusive or to make it more accessible. And there's people who have cognitive disabilities and accessibility helps them. Funny story, I remember in college, I had a friend who I think he was dyslexic, and he was like, hey, can you order my books for me on audio? Because he did not qualify to get his books, his own audio books for school. And so I ordered not only mine, but his books a couple of semesters. It was great. So audiobooks not only serve someone, and now we, of course, all, lots of people use audiobooks in their car or while traveling or doing other tasks or whatever. So it's not just for, but back in the day, they were, they were really just for people who were blind or low vision. And so all of these points point to the fact that we're all human and we're all different and all of that. And this just gives you something to kind of think about, chew on, because you never know who you're serving by adding accessibility or by adding a nugget or adding text. One of the things that's been happening lately is they're putting text like overlays on top of images, but they're not putting anything below that to actually like describe what it is. I'm trying not to say names because I don't want to point fingers at any particular. I don't want somebody to come after me. But there's a few places that do this where they put like white text over an image of, whatever. And that to me is frustrating. Or a lot of the streaming services only use like the title and the font that it's on the cover of the show or movie. And sometimes those can be very difficult to read if I can't read funky fonts. Or if the font is in weird contrast mode or whatever. So when you add like a description below the thumbnail, it actually is beneficial to, more than just someone like me. It could be beneficial to somebody who has a cognitive like ADHD or something, and maybe they can't keep the background clutter out of what they're trying to read, if that makes sense. So we all have different skills. We all have different like capabilities. We all have, like I said, different ways that we approach a situation. So I tend to be the one to notify an app that, hey, you know what, this isn't working. Can you add this, that, or the other element, or this, that, or the other feature, or whatever. I tend to contact companies directly and just say, hey, can you do this? Can you change this? I've had a few success stories of actually really asking a company to be like, hey, can you, shift your website? I literally can't interact with it. I can't read it. I can't, the screen reader won't work, all of the things. And since I'm someone who can go through all of the bells and whistles, right? If I can't read your website, I can turn on a screen reader and the screen reader can read the website, right? But if I go through all my bells and whistles and I still can't function in your website, that's probably a moment where I'm going to talk about your website. And so that's what I wanted to share with you.
Your internet connection is unstable.
Is that even within the disability community, we all agree that accessibility is important. We also are all different and we all interact with the world differently. And inherently, somebody who uses a screen reader probably knows a lot about technology. It doesn't mean that they have a lot of depth there. Maybe their ability to use it is, they just know some basic skills with the screen reader or how to interact, whereas another person may have advanced usability with it, or with the screen reader, or with whatever accessibility feature we're talking about. Apple tends to have a boat ton of accessibility features built into their operating system that are pretty much across the board. Android does as well, but not unlike any other issues with Android, because the models of the devices and capabilities and capacities of the Android devices are so different, as are the accessibility, availabilities, and capabilities. And so I know there are some Androids that can do, they all have the same, like the operating system has all the things, but it doesn't mean that a particular device can do what another device can do, just because of the vastness of the difference in Androids. But anyway, so there's always that to consider too. So anyway, I hope you found this to be helpful. I can't stress enough about the inclusivity of it all, because You know, if you, even like my slide here is, you know, like a dark purple with white text on it. If it were a lighter purple or a lavender purple with white text, I wouldn't be able to read it. And or if it was the other way around, if it was a white background with purple text, I'd be less likely to be able to read it because I don't read that way. That's the contrast that doesn't work for me. And so there's that. So let's go to
Slide 6, slide 7, slide 8. What you can do now.
So of course, what you can do now is always offer feedback and support to your customers, clients, and those you serve, or those that you are bringing into your, if you offer a support or a way for them to contact support, that then helps them because they can contact that person directly and, you know, hey, I need help getting to this part of the website, because maybe your website's like 90% accessible, but there's like one part, maybe the checkout process isn't accessible. And that's a place where support, I actually recently had that where I was paying for something and there was supposed to be a promo code and I was like, where the hell does the promo code go? It was not very intuitive. It was sort of out of order in my opinion, but the support was very responsive and letting me know that, you know, hey, it's on this side of the page. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, I mean, it's even simple things like that to have that support person to just get in contact with and be like, ugh, I want to do this thing and I can't, are always helpful. And being open to feedback, you can do all of the accessibility, everything's that you can attempt to do, and your customer is going to need something different. So that's just the way humanity is, right? Like you can have the perfect website and the perfect app and the perfect this and the perfect that, and there's going to be a person or people who can't interact with that at that level or at that, you know, in the way it's designed or whatever. So there's that. So, and you can also contact me to give you the full 90-minute presentation plus Q&A for your team to talk about all of these different things with regards to accessibility, where I dive deep into different, like I said, a lot of things maybe don't need to know, but are helpful to know in understanding how accessibility is so diversified and different for every person. And I talk a lot about different technology and some basic stuff, like a lot, you know, like file types and things like that, and how those affect a person who's using accessible technologies' ability to interact with your app or your website. So I hope you found this to be helpful. Thank you so much for tuning in once again.
AX3B window.
Get
Zoom
back
move
over
focus to next
here.
window. Your image. Your stop share button. You have stop.
And thank you so much. This was my first non-live recording, and I got some surprises coming for February. I'm really excited. I'm doing a little digital detox. Not really. I'm still hopping on to apps and whatnot, but I'm just not interacting as much and not scrolling through reels and things like that. I was doing a lot of mindless scrolling, so I'm kind of breaking that for the month of February. And just to kind of focus a little more time on my website and what I offer, how I offer it, and all of that. And yeah, just take some time for me and celebrate me because this is my birthday month. So anyway, with that, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. And if you need anything, you can always email me at sewcoaching@gmail.com. You can always leave comments on the YouTube with any questions that I will answer on Wednesday videos. So thanks so much for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.